Some motherfuckers, we are with another game of the Women's European Club Cup. In the round, we are going to see a victory of Irina Bulmaga, an international master of Romania, that I faced this player 3 years ago in sixes, and she beat me in an idol. And now, so let's see the game. Okay, Irina open with e4. His opponent only has 20 of rating, so Irina is the clear favorite in the game with 400 more points of rating. E5, knight f3, c96, bishop b5, a6, bishop b4, the Spanish opening, knight f6 or castle, bishop b7, rook e1, b5, bishop b3, d6, and here the main move was c3, but Irina plays a4, who is a typical move employed many times. a4, bishop d4 here with black. I remember that once I analyzed this move for a game of my girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, sorry, because her opponent plays like this with white, and I analyze this move with black. c3, sword castle. Here a5, sorry, knight a5 here was the after bishop g4 c3. Knight a5 followed by c5 was the other main option for black. Okay, sword castle h3, good move. Just taking the bishop pair. And of course here I think that white is slightly better thanks to the bishop pair. Knight a5, bishop c2, c5, plan of black. And now white has some ways to play, but in general white should play with d3 was the most logical. A takes b5 can be included. We prefer a little bit include a takes b5 to be sure that the a5 is going to be open, but okay, it's not so important. For example, d3 takes and queen d1 can be a possible line. d3, and here Ivana makes a strange mistake. He plays king h8. It's a move who doesn't go with the position. The position doesn't want in this moment king h8. Here, in this position, you should play b4, closing the b file and taking space in the queen side. Then blackness moves. I surely is going to be rook b8. Okay, black is solid here because for this moment the latest square bishop with the different bishop who white have is too close. So here before was clearly the move. King h8 here have no so much sense. So before was here the move. For example, in 92 b8, or if she takes. And white plan is going to be knight d2, knight f1, and just improve the knight, the typical plan in the in the Spanish, and just improve the knight with knight d1, knight f1. Then you can go to g3 or to e3 and enter in the central light squares. But the black main goal should be not allow that white activate this bishop. That should be the black main goal. Okay, d3. King h8, very strange move, and after here, white start to play a very good chess. And the game of Irina was great play. She plays bishop 92, bishop b3 was possible too, but I like 92, 98, and again, it was better to take here to be sure that the a5 is going to be open to benefit white. She plays knight f1, who of course is a typical plan of after a takes, knight f1. The typical She plays the typical knight f1, but here the problem is not a huge problem, but black have the opportunity of fix with b4. She play bishop d5, who positionally is a good move. If black can play b4 first, knight g3 here, bishop g5 was fine. It's a good positionally move because this is a bad bishop and this is a good bishop. Apart, white have the bishop pair. When your opponent have the bishop pair, you should trade one pair of bishop to give them the bishop pair. But the huge problem of bishop g5 here is the concrete play. Who after take on g5, good move of Irina, queen takes, a takes, pawn takes, now rook a2, and black is going to have some troubles on the a file after white double rooks. You cannot goes with the knight. Of course you can play, but you are going to lose a pawn. So uh, here white is just winning. So Ivana tries to defend the knight on a5, but it's going to give problems to black because you can never move this knight because the rook is hanging. You can never move the rook because the knight is hanging. So white is just winning here. Bishop b3, good move, going to d5 to put more pressure into the position. Queen d8, bishop d5, rook c8, and of course, black finally managed to move the rook, but the full control of the a5 and especially this completely based on d5. Some moves ago, I told that the black main goal here should be not allow white to activate the c2 bishop. And 7 moves later, let's see where is the bishop. 7 moves later, now the bishop is on d5. So black completely failing his whole hand. The only hope of black is maintain the bishop on c2 passive. Now that the bishop is on d5, white is just winning. Rook c8, 93, just waiting, including the knight before queen h5. King h2, fine. You can take and queen e4, but king h2 is fine. Now white has his both rooks putting some pressure on the e5, the bishop well played, the knight well played. Now it's time to improve a little bit the king. Good idea. Rook b8, and Irina was that she has the advantage in the queen side, and she decided to create some weaknesses in the king side too. Very good idea. Knight f5 here, queen e4 was another option, and knight f5 would move, b takes, rook b5. Black tries to defend a5 in an active way, but this doesn't work. Queen d5, attacking g6. He provoked f6, open more the long diagonal, making better this bishop. Queen h5, he just return to provoke the f6 weakness. And now, after knight b7, just bishop c6, queen c6, and queen f7 tactics, because if you take here, the rook a8. Well, okay, he just go to e8, and now rook a8, and black resigns. Very good game of Bulmaga. I really like the game. And black just made two mistakes. The first is not understand that she should fix the queen side with before and close the position. That's the first mistake. And king g8 king h8 was so strange. And here bishop g5 was just the decisive mistake. She should have played just before, closing the queen side. And then if you want, you can play bishop g5. Positional is good. But the huge problem of bishop g5 is that now she like to wait the opportunity of take control of the e5, and it's not only take control of the e5, it's give away the opportunity of improve the bishop from c2 to d5, who is key in the position. And then the rest of the game was easy with this bishop and with this. Also, very good game of Irina Bulmaga. I analyzing some games of the Women's European Club Cup, so let's see the rest of the game. Bye bye, motherfuckers.